everybody. I am Susan Castaneda, and I'm the founder of Equine Alchemy Southwest, which is the sister organization to Equine Alchemy. And my sister, Lisa Morrell, is sitting here with me, and we're talking about our upcoming Equine Alchemy Coach Training Program and our demonstration day. And a few questions have come up. In fact, we just opened an email with some really important questions, so we wanted to address those. And one of the first things that you might be wondering about the Equine Alchemy Coach Training Program is, why should anyone go through it, Lisa?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's nice for Susan and I to be here together, two sisters doing something we love. So welcome to this video/audio. Yeah, great question. I get it all the time. Well, what do I get if I do this or this or this, if I go through this certification program? Well, the main thing you get is a skill set of masterful coaching with and without horses that will enable you to participate in Equine Alchemy's programming, of which is the Coach Training Certification Program. Our interns are always very active in that. I still work with corporate clients and leadership groups, and I'm always needing help with that, both from my interns and from graduates. There are personal coaching clients that I can't do because I don't live in that part of the country, so they know the Equine Alchemy brand, and so you certainly have that community as well to draw from. And then there's the certification requirements that you will complete if you want to become International Coach Federation certified or board certified. And then there's this other really wonderful thing that we are very excited about. Susan, you want to tell people what our new aspect to our program is?
I certainly do. We are collaborating to give back to veterans and their families. Since they have made so many sacrifices for us, we would like to utilize the coach approach and Equine Alchemy's very specific coach approach to work with veterans and their families. And as Lisa's talking about, we need individuals who perhaps have another certification, are licensed as a counselor, a social worker, a nurse, any kind of specific caregiver, who might want to consider utilizing this approach with horses, this partnership approach with horses, to add to your toolbox, if you will. So that's another aspect of why we're looking for talented, excited individuals to join us in the coach training, because we want to collaborate with you and bring you into our vision of giving back to these individuals and their families who have made so many sacrifices for us.
So let me see if I can just clarify that. The coach approach you feel is very valuable in giving back, as you're saying, to the veterans and their family, both with and without horses. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And another aspect that's so valuable is if one is listening to this and one is a social worker, a therapist, etc., adding the coaching to your toolbox increases what can be utilized in working with veterans and their families.
So basically, we are building a vision, and we would love to have you join us. That's just part of it.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Okay, great. Well, let's see. I'm glad you mentioned that email, Susan, and this is from someone who has been talking about joining the program for a while, and she was really concerned about it because she'd never been able to afford it, and that's one of the things that we've done differently. And so for here, I'm going to say her exact questions because I thought that they were so good, and then I'll answer them. The first was, let's see, what do I get from this program, which I think we just talked about. And then she asked, is all the work virtual? Is there any hands-on horse work? And the answer to that is there is both. There are 3 virtual classes each month for 18 months, as well as 2 private coaching sessions with one of our certified, board certified or ICF certified coaches. So let me say that again. For each month for 18 months, virtual programming includes 3 classroom calls and 2 private coaching sessions. One of those classroom calls is a peer coaching call so that you can have plenty of practice to practice your coaching without the horses. And then what happens, as well as the virtual programming, you have in-person learning intensives that I am calling fundamental skill sets, and that's all the hands-on work with the horses. So those are 3.5 days long, and you need to complete 5 of those. And we are offering them throughout the entire year in different locations, one in our location in New York, just outside of New York City, one here in New Mexico, just outside of Albuquerque, and then another location, we're doing a couple of new things in North Carolina. So we have made it so that there's plenty of you to choose from, and you can join anytime you want. This was something that I feel like a lot of people have wondered. Well, when do I start? What do I do? Do I have to do everything in a certain order? And this is the answer. The first class of 2013 begins February 28th, March 1st, and March 2nd as the first in-person learning intensive. So you would arrive the night of February 27th. And we will have an orientation call before then. But that's the first in-person learning intensive, and that's going to be in New Mexico. We will have one shortly thereafter in New York. But as long as you do 5 of these in whatever order you want within the 18 months, and some people have chosen to spread it out to two years, you're fine. And actually, that's a really great advantage for you because our coaching model is multi-level and systemic. So it's really important to learn how to coach people and be in environments with different levels of knowledge, consciousness, awareness, expertise, so that you can even more easily learn how to read the environment and assess the needs and be able to decide which of your coaching skill sets are appropriate for that. And for those of you who come and actually, that's another really great question. For those of you who come who are already a coach, you will learn this particular methodology, and you will get ICF-approved programming, as well as you can come to the horse in-person modules, the learning intensives, if you just want to learn about the coaching with horses. So yes, you can take just the virtual programming. That's just no horse stuff. It's just all about coaching. And you will have enough hours to apply for a board certified coach certification. If you just want to learn about the horses, you can come to those workshops, the in-person learning intensives. If you want to be certified as an equine alchemy coach and be involved in our program, you need to do both. And you don't have to apply for ICF certification. There's a particular pathway for that. So let me read these questions again, because I know that's a lot of information, okay? Okay, so the cost of your virtual programming, which is 3 classes and 2 private coaching sessions per month for 18 months, is $297 per month. That includes the community, the coaching, the materials, the classroom, the private resource page on our website, the private Facebook page, the possibility of you coming with me on any of the big jobs that I end up doing all the time as an intern. That often happens. And you can pay that monthly. It starts with a $350 down payment once you've been accepted into the program, and then you can pay your monthly payment of $297.
Wow, that's really amazing, Lisa, because when you sit down and think about it, if you took your best friend to Starbucks every day, every month, it would be the same amount as you would get if you took your coaching course and opened up an entire new avenue of fulfilling work for yourself.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to give it that Starbucks, but it's still
Yeah, but only for 18 months.
Yeah, really. And we serve meals. That's another question.
And Starbucks.
And Starbucks. Really, when you go to the in-person learning intensives, the question is lodging and meals included? And lodging is not included. That is something you need to take care of, but we have lots of wonderful participating bed and breakfasts near us who have given us a special price in every location. And also the meal the night of arrival and the in-person learning intensives and the lunches and snacks and Starbucks are included and all the other days. So the in-person learning intensives that I just spoke about are $500 each. Remember, I said you need to have 5 of them, but you can take them anytime you want, in any order you want, in any location you want, as long as you do 5 of them within that 18 up to 2 year period, 18-month up to 2 year period. So how you pay for those? Well, first of all, how do you find them? You go online under events, and I have a schedule listed at under events at www.equinealchemy.com. It says what the events are, where these in-person or fundamental skill sets, FSS workshops are, and you just pick the 5 that work for you. Or you just pick one and sign up for that. And you just send in your $100 deposit, and then the $400, the balance, is due right before you get there. So you can do this. This is something you can plan out. You can allocate your time. You don't have to travel really far if you can't. We've made it so that there's East Coast, West Coast, and even Southeast Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And so these were the questions that specifically this one person was asking me. What were some of the other ones that we've heard of, Susan?
Well, I'm just really impressed by what you've done to rearrange the pricing structure and make it more readily available to anyone in any part of the country or the world, for that matter. Mm-hmm. The time that's involved. I just want to talk to you about how meaningful I've heard people talk about having a herd and not being thrown out into the world and having to feel like one needs to do it on their own once they complete this course. And that seems to be one of the most valuable takeaways that I'm hearing from your students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that reminds me, thank you. One of the things that makes it possible for people to thrive upon departure from the program, graduation, is that we have a very, very comprehensive marketing component. I've been a business coaching consultant for 20 years. Susan and I are both very well versed in internet marketing, social networking, and we really do create a way and a pathway for you to create a thriving and sustainable business. And of course, remember, if you graduate with this certification, you become part of our resources for staffing our programming with the veterans. Of how many are coming back, Susan?
600,000 veterans are projected to return in the next 5 years. And our program is centered around a systems-based program. So that means veterans, spouses, and children. And we can't do this alone, which is part of the vision, a community giving back.
Yeah. And you know very well about what you're talking because you are the wife of a veteran.
Yes, and that was the motivating factor of developing this veterans program and of collaborating with Lisa and her students and the interns to provide coaching and also to open up this wonderful opportunity to those people who already have a professional certification or licensure, such as therapists, MSWs, nurses, nurse practitioners, alternative or complementary therapists. It's something that can be added to anyone's toolbox, and we hope you join us in this effort to give back.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. Can you tell? Okay, so let's sum it up here. The first thing you can do is since you've already received the Equine Assisted Certification Program Handbook, you can fill out that application. It's a one-page application. You don't need to have any horse experience. You don't need to know how to ride. I just really want to keep that straight. I know most of you know that. Or horses. This is true. That's another really great question. Now, we have such a network of people. What about your story, Susan? You started out without any horses.
Exactly. I did not have any horses, and I enrolled for the coach training. And the whole time I thought, you must be crazy. You don't even have a horse. But the universe works in mysterious and miraculous ways. And I now have 3 horses, a place to keep them right on my own property. I have my coach certification. I'm working toward my MSW. And so if you're sitting there thinking, this is just too far-fetched, I can't do it, it is possible. And this entire experience is about opening up what's possible for each one of us.
And you also have former students coming and doing coaching at your place now, right? That did not have the resources.
That's true. Thank you. We have 3 students who don't have horses themselves or a place to have horses. And so they come here and they do their coaching, and that enables them to complete their dreams too. So it's always paying it forward. It's always working from a community paradigm. It's always about giving back and supporting one another, which is something rare in our society today.
Yeah, we like to, as I keep saying, spread the love.
And the Starbucks.
And the Starbucks. Okay, so here I'm going to try to sum it up again. You can tell we love to talk about this and love to have you here. Fill out the application in your handbook, and also we are going to be sending out another application for you. Also, if you have any questions at all, then you can contact us. I am going to be having a Q&A call on January 9th. If you just I actually think for those of you who signed up for the handbook, you have that information, the call number, but it's January 9th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'll probably have another one. But remember, programming begins the 28th of February, and we are really just in the final throes of this. And then also, for those of you who are in the Southwest, or you just want to come, there is going to be a demo day that we're doing on January 12th. Now, for those of you who are listening to this after January 12th, we may be doing another one, but we really want to give you an opportunity to feel the difference of our intention, of our skills, of our herd, and see if it is the right match for you. And we will also have our interns and our students there, and you will see them coach. You will hear them talk about their experience. And actually, I am now thinking that they should be on this Q&A call too, which could be very interesting. So, okay, fill out the application. Join us for our Q&A call on January 9th, and I'm going to be sending out the call-in details. We have a demo day in person, so you can watch the students coach, ask them questions on January 12th, and you probably will be hearing more from us again. So please don't hesitate to call us. Lisa at equinealchemy.com and
Susan at equinealchemy-southwest.com.
And we really hope to see you there. And we want to spread